Welcome back to the channel.
Okay, so.
You guys sent in some pretty wild stuff from the Law of One.
Yeah.
These books that claim to be channeled
Mm-hmm.
messages from an extraterrestrial being
Whoa.
named Ra.
Yeah.
So get ready
Fascinating.
to explore consciousness, ancient mysteries,
Absolutely.
and maybe even some alien wisdom.
What intrigues me the most is how this information came to be. You know, the books detail these intense channeling sessions where
Okay.
a woman enters a trance state,
Right.
allowing Ra to communicate through her.
Yeah.
It even mentions some initial hiccups,
Interesting.
in establishing contact,
Yeah.
blaming it on mental tension,
Oh.
emphasizing how crucial a clear mind is for this kind of communication.
Right, yeah. It's like trying to tune into a radio station.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta find that perfect frequency.
Exactly.
And speaking of tuning in, what exactly is this Law of One that Ra keeps talking about?
Well, think of it like this. The Law of One is all about unity, the underlying interconnectedness of everything in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
It's about resolving seemingly contradictory ideas,
Right.
bringing healing,
Mm-hmm.
and illuminating knowledge that's been
Yeah.
buried or forgotten over time.
Okay, I'm hooked.
Yeah.
Let's dive deeper into this forgotten knowledge.
Sure.
What specifically did Ra reveal?
Well, Ra paints a fascinating picture of the universe's creation
Okay.
and how consciousness has evolved.
Right.
Imagine
Yeah.
a cosmic ladder, each rung representing a different density of existence.
Okay.
These densities aren't physical places, but stages of spiritual evolution.
So like level 1 consciousness is just starting out.
Mm-hmm.
And as you climb the ladder,
Right.
you become more
Exactly.
spiritually aware.
Exactly. And guess what? Ra claims that Earth is currently transitioning from third to fourth density,
Wow.
a process he calls the harvest.
Okay.
And this shift apparently comes with a whole lot of challenges.
Okay, now I'm really curious. What kind of challenge?
Okay.
Does Ra get specific?
He doesn't go into too much detail, but the implication is that humanity is at a turning point,
Yeah.
and the choices we make now will determine the course of our evolution.
Heavy stuff.
It is.
Now I've got to ask about the pyramids.
Sure.
What's Ra's take on those?
Well, get this. According to Ra, those massive structures are way more than just tombs.
Okay.
He claims the pyramids, particularly the Great Pyramid of Giza, were built as healing machines.
Hold on. Healing machines?
Yeah.
How did that work?
He says it's all about harnessing specific energies
Okay.
based on the pyramid's shape and placement
Right.
with the king's chamber,
Right.
acting as a focal point for these energies, amplifying their healing and transformative properties.
So it's not just about the pyramid itself, but its
Right.
location and geometry play a crucial role.
Precisely. It's about tapping into the Earth's energy grid for
Mhm.
healing and spiritual development.
Okay.
But it gets even wilder.
Okay.
Ra introduces this idea of wanderers,
Yeah.
these advanced souls from higher densities,
Right.
who choose to incarnate on Earth
Right.
to help humanity evolve.
Wait, so there might be people walking among us right now who are basically alien volunteers.
Yeah.
That's a mind-blowing concept.
Right. And Ra suggests that these wanderers often experience of forgetting upon arrival, obscuring their true origins and purpose.
Yeah.
But there are signs, things like
Oh, okay.
intense empathy,
Okay.
a feeling of not belonging.
Right.
Even unexplained allergies could point towards a wanderer soul.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're making me rethink everything.
Wow.
Have you ever felt any of those things yourself?
Let's stay focused on
Okay.
Ra's teachings for now.
Okay.
Another key concept
Yeah.
is the idea of two main paths in spiritual evolution.
Okay.
Service to others,
Okay.
consider the positive path, and service to self,
Right.
consider the negative path.
Right.
It's not about good versus evil,
Yeah.
but about different orientations of consciousness.
So both paths ultimately lead back to the same source, but just take different routes.
That's how Ra presents it.
Okay.
However, he does mention a group called the Orion Group,
Right.
a negative extraterrestrial faction that's all about control and manipulation.
Right.
Contrasting sharply with the Confederation,
Yeah.
which seems to advocate for free will and positive growth.
Okay, so we've got positive ETs and negative ETs. This is getting seriously complex. What are some of the tools or techniques Ra talks about for accelerating our spiritual growth?
Well, Ra emphasizes the importance of our energy centers, or chakras.
Okay.
They're like energy gateways within us, each associated with specific aspects of our being.
Right.
By learning to balance these energy centers,
Yeah.
we can increase our vitality and spiritual awareness.
Okay.
Ra even suggests using tools like crystals
Okay.
for healing and balancing these energy centers.
So it's all about creating harmony within ourselves to evolve.
Exactly, but there's a catch. Ra says that in third density, a veil was put in place, clouding our awareness of our true nature and the interconnectedness of everything. It's like we're playing a game with blindfolds on.
But why would there be a veil?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be easier to evolve if we could clearly see our connection to everything?
Ra suggests it was necessary for the development of free will and the exploration of duality.
Right.
It allows us to make authentic choices and learn from our experiences, even if it comes at the cost of temporarily forgetting our true nature.
This is seriously making me think about my life in a whole new way. What else does Rod dive into?
Well, he gets into some really fascinating stuff about the archetypes of the mind.
Okay.
Think of them as universal patterns of energy and consciousness that reside within us all.
Okay.
Understanding these archetypes can unlock deep insights into our subconscious and the evolution of consciousness itself.
Okay, so give me an example. What's one of these archetypes and how does it affect us?
Well, Ra talks about the matrix, the potentiator, and the significator as key elements of the archetypical mind. These represent fundamental forces that shape our perceptions and experiences.
So it's like having a psychological roadmap to understanding ourselves and our place in the universe.
Exactly.
This is incredible stuff.
It is.
Right?
And it's just the beginning.
Right.
Ra suggests the ultimate goal is to return to the source, to reunite with the one infinite creator.
Right.
Each density we climb is like a step closer to that unity.
So how do we climb that cosmic ladder? What, propels us upward?
It boils down to our choices and how we use our experiences to refine our consciousness.
Okay.
Every act of love, compassion, and service to others aligns us more with that positive polarity, accelerating our evolution.
So it's not about reaching some, lofty enlightenment.
Bro.
It's more about how we live, how we treat each other.
Exactly.
Right here, right now.
Precisely.
Right.
It's about the quality of our being. Our intentions, not just accumulating knowledge or seeking spiritual superpowers.
Okay. You mentioned the Orion group earlier. If they're on this negative path,
right,
what are they after? What's their end game?
Ra suggests that even the Orion group, despite their negative orientation, seeks to understand the creator.
Okay.
But their path emphasizes service to self, leading them to crave power and dominance over others.
So it's like they're playing the same game, but with a completely different rule book.
Exactly.
Okay.
One based on separation and control.
Right.
Not the unity and love that Ra advocates.
Okay, and they try to influence us, through those alien abduction stories we hear about?
Well, Ra indicates they do engage in these kinds of interactions,
Right.
often using fear and manipulation to sway individuals or even entire societies.
Okay.
They even feed off negative emotions like fear, attempting to pull people toward their negative polarity, increasing their ranks.
It's almost like a cosmic recruitment drive for the forces of negativity.
Yeah. A chilling thought, isn't it?
It is. It highlights the importance of fortifying our spiritual core with positive emotions to resist those influences. Choosing service to others isn't just personal growth, it's pushing back against these negative forces.
Exactly.
Wow. So our actions have a much larger impact than we realize.
Yeah.
It's like a cosmic tug of war between these polarities.
It is.
Speaking of impact, Earth is in this transition to fourth density, right?
Yes.
What does that actually look like for humanity?
Well, think of fourth density as a realm of heightened awareness, compassion, and understanding.
Okay.
The veil starts to lift.
Right.
And the interconnectedness of everything becomes clearer.
Okay.
Our limitations and conflicts from third density begin to fade away.
So it's a pretty significant shift in our perception and values and how we live.
It is a significant shift.
Okay, so is this something that just happens to us, or do we have a say in this transition?
Ra emphasizes conscious choice.
Okay.
Aligning ourselves with love, compassion, and unity prepares us for this shift.
Okay.
It's not about passively waiting. It's about actively embodying those fourth density qualities in our thoughts, feelings, and actions.
Okay. Actively evolving. I like that.
Right.
Ra also talks about
Yes.
balancing our energy centers. What can you tell us about that?
These energy centers, or chakras, are like energetic gateways within our being, each connected to different aspects of our physical, emotional, and spiritual nature. When they're balanced, we experience harmony and vitality, but blockages or imbalances lead to difficulties.
Okay, so it's like a subtle energy system that needs regular maintenance for optimal well-being.
A great analogy. And Ra suggests that those blockages often stem from negative thoughts, emotions, and actions.
Okay, so it's not just what's happening around us, but what's going on.
Trauma, unhealthy choices, they all contribute to those imbalances.
Inside us. That affects our energy.
Precisely.
Okay.
And Ray recommends practices like meditation, visualization, even working with crystals to restore that flow and balance.
So it's like an energetic hygiene routine for our subtle bodies.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, those archetypes we were talking about earlier, they're essentially universal patterns of energy and consciousness that live in our collective unconscious. They're like blueprints for fundamental human experiences, shaping our individual psyches.
So it's like a shared psychological inheritance that influences our behavior and potential.
Right.
Okay.
And by understanding these archetypes, we gain insight into ourselves and tap into that deeper potential.
Okay, so give me an example. What's one of these archetypes and how does it work?
Take the magician, for example. This archetype embodies the conscious mind's power to shape reality.
Okay.
It's about harnessing our will and intention to create the life we desire. Understanding we are co-creators of our reality, not just passive bystanders.
That's incredibly empowering.
It is.
Are there any other archetypes that Ra mentions that might be helpful for our listeners to know about?
Ra also talks about the high priestess, representing intuition, wisdom, and the divine feminine. It's about accessing those deeper mysteries of life through our inner wisdom. Think of it as balancing the magician's active energy with the high priestess's receptive energy.
So integrating these like seemingly opposite forces within to achieve a sense of wholeness.
Exactly. Ra's teachings are really pushing me to think differently about, well, everything.
Yeah, me too.
That's the beauty of it. They challenge our conventional thinking and offer a new perspective on reality. Encouraging us to question our assumptions, expand our awareness, and make more conscious choices. They inspire us to live more authentically, compassionately, and purposefully.
It's not just about acquiring knowledge, but putting it into practice.
Exactly.
Actually transforming ourselves.
It's about embodying these teachings and becoming living expressions of the law of one.
Okay, Ra highlights this concept of service to others as crucial for spiritual evolution. What does that look like in everyday life?
It's about prioritizing love and compassion in all our interactions. It's about acting in ways that benefit everyone, not just ourselves. It's about moving beyond self-interest to embrace the interconnectedness of all beings.
Okay, so how do we know what actions truly serve others? Is there like a specific formula?
Well, Ra suggests tuning into our intuition and connection to the Creator. If an action resonates with love and compassion, it's likely serving others. It can be grand gestures or simple acts of kindness woven into our daily lives.
It's about listening to our hearts. And acting from a place of genuine care. Makes sense. Now, we've been talking about wanderers coming here to help humanity. You mentioned this forgetting process they undergo. Why is that necessary?
Ross says it's essential for preserving free will in third density. If wanderers retained full awareness of their origins and purpose, it would compromise their ability to make genuine choices and learn from their experiences. It's like a cosmic veil, allowing us to play the game of life without knowing all the answers beforehand.
So it allows them to fully immerse in the human experience, challenges and all.
Exactly.
But how do these wanderers eventually remember who they are?
It's usually a gradual process, often triggered by certain experiences or encounters. It could be a deepening intuition, a longing for something more, or even synchronicities guiding them back to their path. It's a journey of self-discovery that often unfolds over multiple lifetimes.
Wow, that's quite a journey. Now back to the Orion group. You said they're interacting with humanity.
Right.
But how?
Right.
And what's their agenda?
Ra suggests their interactions are often manipulative and deceptive, aiming to instill fear, doubt, and separation to steer people toward the negative polarity. They view humanity as a potential source of energy and recruits for their cause.
Why would they want to do that? What do they get out of spreading negativity?
Even though their approach is negative, remember, they're also seeking to understand the creator, but through a lens of service to self. This drives them to seek power and control over others. Feeding off those negative emotions you mentioned earlier, they often target individuals or groups who are already vulnerable to these influences. Those struggling with negativity or a thirst for power.
So it's like a cosmic battle for the hearts and minds of humanity.
It's more nuance.
Good versus evil playing out on a grand scale.
And a simple good versus evil dichotomy. But your point about the importance of discernment is spot on. We have to be aware and choose love and compassion to resist these negative influences. Our choices not only impact our personal evolution, but contribute to this larger cosmic balance.
It's a huge responsibility.
It is.
And it really elevates the stakes of our everyday choices. Now let's get back to this fourth density transition. What does it actually mean for humanity's future? What changes can we expect?
Remember, fourth density is all about greater awareness, compassion, and understanding.
It's a realm where the veil thins and we start to see the interconnectedness of everything more clearly. The limitations and conflicts we experience in third density begin to dissolve.
So it's like a graduation to a higher level of consciousness.
In a way. Yes. And it's going to require us to adapt. Imagine a world where our perceptions, values, and ways of life are fundamentally transformed.
That sounds both exciting and terrifying.
It is.
But how do we get there? Is it automatic or do we have to do something?
Remember what we said about choice.
Yes.
Aligning ourselves with love, compassion, and unity is key. It's about actively cultivating those qualities. Embodying them in our thoughts, feelings, and action. It's about choosing to evolve.
We're not just passively waiting for this transition. We're actively creating it.
Exactly.
I'm sensing a theme here.
You are. And this active participation
extends to our energy centers as well.
Ra
stresses the importance of keeping these energy centers or chakras balanced. Each chakra is connected to different aspects, being physical, emotional, and spiritual. And when they're in harmony, we thrive. But when they're blocked or imbalanced, we experience difficulties.
So it's like maintaining a car. Regular tune-ups, keep it running smoothly. But neglecting those can lead to problems. Down the road.
That's a great way to think about it.
Okay.
And just like we wouldn't ignore warning lights in our car.
Right.
We shouldn't ignore signs of imbalance in our energy system.
Okay, so self-awareness and making conscious choices are crucial, not just for our spiritual growth, but our overall well-being.
Precisely.
Okay.
And there are tools and techniques we can use to maintain that balance, like meditation, visualization, and working with crystals. These can help clear blockages and restore the harmonious flow of energy within us.
Okay, that makes sense. So we're not just at the mercy of these energies.
No.
We have agency in how we manage them.
Exactly.
Okay, this is all incredibly fascinating, but it can also feel overwhelming.
Right.
Ra's teachings cover so much.
It's true.
Yeah.
Ra's work is incredibly rich and multifaceted. But remember, it's a journey, not a race. You don't have to absorb everything at once.
Okay.
Take your time. Explore the concepts that resonate with you and see how they can be applied to your own life.
Okay.
What stands out to you the most from what we've discussed so far?
I think the concept of personal choice really resonates with me.
Okay.
Knowing that we have agency in our spiritual evolution, that we're not just puppets of fate, is incredibly empowering.
It is.
Yeah. It makes me feel like I can actually make a difference, both in my own life and in the world around me.
That's a powerful realization. And it's one of the core messages that Ra conveys.
And this idea of service to others. Of choosing love and compassion in all our interactions. It's a beautiful concept.
It is.
It makes me want to be more mindful of my actions and how they impact others. It's definitely a challenge.
It is.
but a worthy one.
Absolutely.
We're not just individuals on separate journeys.
Right.
We're all in this together.
Exactly.
It's a humbling and inspiring thought.
It is. And it highlights the importance of compassion, understanding, and cooperation.
Now, I'm curious about these psychic attacks Ra mentions, especially from the Orion group.
Okay.
How do they work?
Well,
and is there anything we can do to protect ourselves?
Think of psychic attacks as attempts to manipulate or drain an individual's energy. They often target weaknesses in our energy centers, using fear, doubt, or other negative emotions to gain leverage.
So it's like a psychic vampire feeding on our negativity.
That's a vivid analogy. And the best defense, according to Ra, is maintaining a strong, balanced energy system. Cultivate positive emotions. Seek guidance from the creator. And don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it.
So it's about building our psychic immunity through awareness, self-care, and connection with others.
Exactly. No, we've talked about the Confederation and the Orion group. But are there other extraterrestrial groups involved with Earth?
With all this talk of densities and cosmic ladders, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
You're right to be curious. Ra mentions that there are many other groups out there, each with its own unique orientation and level of evolution. Some are more advanced, some focus on observation, and some are actively involved, assisting or hindering humanity's journey.
So it's like a galactic United Nations with various factions vying for influence.
You could say that. And Ra emphasizes the importance of discernment. Not all those who appear friendly are necessarily aligned with our highest good.
So we have to be wise and discerning in our interactions. Even on a cosmic level.
Exactly.
It all comes back to choice, doesn't it?
It does. We always have the power to choose which influences we align with and which we resist. We're not helpless pawns in some cosmic game.
It's both liberating and daunting to realize.
It is.
We have that much power. And speaking of power, what are some key takeaways from Ra's teachings that our listeners can apply to their own lives?
One of the most important takeaways is remembering the fundamental unity of all things. We are interconnected. Woven together in the fabric of existence, our thoughts, feelings, and actions have ripple effects that extend far beyond ourselves.
It's a reminder that we're not isolated individuals, but part of a vast and interconnected web of life.
Precisely. And this understanding should guide our actions. Rhett emphasizes the importance of love and compassion, not just as sentiments, but as potent forces for healing. Transformation and elevating consciousness.
So it's a call to choose love over fear. Unity over separation. That's a message that resonates deeply.
It is.
Especially in the world we live in today.
Absolutely.
And it ties into another key takeaway. The power of choice. Ra constantly reminds us that we have the free will to choose our path. To align with either service to others or service to self. This choice has profound consequences.
It does.
For our personal evolution. And the trajectory of humanity as a whole.
It's a reminder that we're not passive passengers on this journey. We're active co-creators of our own destiny and the destiny of our world.
It's a huge responsibility.
It is.
Ra's teachings are both inspiring and challenging.
They are.
They offer a vision of a more evolved future while acknowledging the complexities and challenges we face in the present.
It's a path of continuous learning and growth. A journey of self-discovery and transformation. And the most important thing is to approach it with an open heart. And a willingness to learn and evolve.
It's about embracing the mystery and wonder of existence. While striving to embody the highest principles of love, compassion, and unity.
Beautifully said. And remember, the journey is unique for each individual. What resonates with one person might not resonate with another. The key is to explore these teachings with an open mind. And see what truths emerge for you.
Ra's teachings offer a wealth of insights.
They do.
And perspectives that can serve as a catalyst for deep reflection. And a guidepost for navigating the complexities of our spiritual evolution.
Exactly.
What stands out most to you, listener, From this exploration of the Law of One,
Right.
what resonates deeply with your own experiences?
As you reflect on these teachings,
Yeah.
consider the areas of your life where you can practice service to others,
Mm-hmm.
cultivate greater compassion and understanding,
Right.
and align your choices with the principles of love and unity.
Remember, the journey of self-discovery and spiritual exploration is an ongoing process.
It is.
A lifelong adventure, filled with growth, transformation, and the ever-unfolding mystery of existence.
It truly is. And the beauty of Ray's work is it encourages us to ask these big questions and find our own answers. You know, the Law of One isn't about blind faith.
Right.
It's about exploring these concepts,
Right.
seeing what resonates with us, and integrating those insights into our lives.
It's about becoming active participants in our own evolution.
Yeah.
Co-creating a future that aligns with those higher principles
Right.
of love, compassion, and unity.
Mm-hmm.
That's a powerful message to leave our listeners with.
Absolutely. Remember, the journey is yours to create.
Yeah.
Embrace the mysteries. Ask the tough questions and choose love in all that you do.
Right.
The universe is waiting to see what you'll become.
This has been an incredible journey through the Law of One.
It has.
Thanks for joining us on this exploration of consciousness,
Yes.
cosmic mysteries, and the power of choice.